Well, hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Blog Rundown, the weekly show from Movie Burning Entertainment where we discuss the latest written reviews from our writing team here at MB. What's up first, John?
First, Stephen, we're going to be discussing the new Robert Rodriguez, obviously James Cameron produced film Alita, Battle Angel.
Yeah.
This is starring the likes of Rosa Salazar, Christoph Walsh, Jennifer Connelly, Mahershala Ali.
Yeah.
It's a very impressive cast, Stephen, and it's a very intriguing concept. It's obviously based on, I believe, a 1980s and early 1990s manga comic run.
Yep.
I say that because I do believe it's been in the making for 20 years. So I read anyway.
Yeah.
So it's also been a love project, perhaps by James Cameron. We know this guy likes to flesh out ideas for films, adaptations, the likes of Avatar, and take forever to put them out.
I read that as well in regards to it's been a pending project between him and Robert Rodriguez.
Robert Rodriguez,
and I think Robert Rodriguez actually said he was very disappointed when James Cameron committed himself to all these Avatar films, because he basically said that we're not going to be doing this project anymore. But I think that's why James Cameron's kind of involved in the production as well. He's not just involved in the screenplay, but this is obviously coming in
This is coming from Philip Henry, but also Steve Wilkins put one out just a couple of days ago as well, Stephen. So we're combining the two reviews. We've read the two reviews, both coming from different viewpoints and perspectives. Philip isn't really a big fan of manga, much like myself. I've not read any manga comic. I believe Steve is more into the manga comics, so he's coming at it from a slightly different perspective. And it shows in also what the two of them are getting out of the films, what their opinion on the films are. I have to say, Stephen, you did mention it was a combined effort between Robert Rodriguez and James Cameron, and I think the two of them combined very well. You got a good mix of the two, their styles.
Yeah, definitely,
James Cameron's just insatiable appetite for a big blockbuster, big visual experience, and also Philip goes into that. He does say it's one of his slight criticisms of the film. He feels like it's really goes heavy on the aesthetics side of the film, but kind of a lackluster in the story for him. I personally kind of disagree with that, Stephen. I actually really did enjoy the story of Alita, in particular within the main story of Alita Battle Angel. It's a strange thing to say that, but there's so much going on here. That's one of the things about Robert Rodriguez. He does like to do side plots and make things.
I do get where Philip's coming from, because I had that same view with Avatar. I felt it was very heavily superficial, but obviously the focus was heavily on the technical aspects of that movie rather than the storytelling. That's for another day. The actual.
Well, we'll be talking about that plenty.
Yeah, definitely.
Stephen, because they're coming fast and furious.
I understand where Steve's coming from as well. He's a massive manga, comic fan. So this is a dream come true for people like Steve.
I agree with the two of them, Stephen, when they both say it's kind of a better version. I think both say and agree that it's like a better version of Ghost in the Shell. I liked Ghost in the Shell. I thought it was not too bad. I didn't think it was an outstanding film. I actually reviewed it. I thought visually it was nowhere near as good as this film. In terms of a story, it was a little bit convoluted and nowhere near as good as this film either. The primary character, I can't recall her name, I think it may be Major or something, played by Scarlett Johansson. Was nowhere near as fleshed out, had nowhere near as multifaceted a thing going on with her arc as the Alita character.
And that is one of the things
as well,
you've got to credit this movie for, is its character development. I felt, and I was speaking to you before we came on air about the Christoph Waltz character. I can't remember his name. Dr. Ido. I felt sorry for him because the tragedy with his daughter. He was trying to make Alita into a mould of his daughter, but she sensed there was more to her than just being this little girl. That she had lived a life. And I loved the flashbacks as well. That was something I forgot to mention.
The memory.
All those battle sequences, and you saw her potential in these flashbacks, and you get to see her full potential as the movie rolls forward.
And that's fantastic, Stephen, because one of the early encounters with that big robotic guy, I can't remember his name, he gets his ass kicked 3 times by Alita. He
keeps getting souped up, doesn't he?
He keeps getting souped up, and just keeps coming back and getting his ass handed to him again and again and again. But the first kind of encounter with him, she's flipping over the bridge and coming down to do an assault on him, beating the absolute shit out of him. But we get a flashback in the midst when she's in the air, and we see her in full force, she's in the battlefield. And that's her starting to get fragments of her old life and memories coming back to her. And we get to see that she's just an incredibly powerful character with so much potential, but she doesn't quite yet realise it's just coming back slowly, drip feeding. So that was brilliant. I really did like that utilisation of the flashbacks, how slowly as she developed into this role that she was obviously in prior to whatever the hell happened to her, Stephen. I actually still don't know. She was obviously trashed and flung down from this big Overlord sort of a set up above the city. But as she becomes more closer to what she originally was, we see these flashbacks becoming closer and quicker and quicker, and fleshing out more of her past. Till also we see her going up one of the big cable things going into the city, and that's like a moment, that's like a eureka moment for her.
Total Recall,
Total Recall. But look, Stephen, you're absolutely right about Dr. Ido as well. Christoph Waltz, absolutely love that guy, one of my favourite actors, so talented, such a great range. But the fact that they took time in amongst all this frenetic, high-paced action to look into essentially periphery characters like that, that's just classic Rodriguez again. The guy always likes to pick out these side arcs and give good time to it and equal importance. And we see, I read a great thing, Steve, in a review, I can't recall who did it. Sadly, it wasn't Steve Overlord in this case, but they absolutely nailed it, where they says the Alita character essentially goes through 8 or 9 different personas throughout the film. She was a young daughter figure to Idol, and she becomes a teenager, and she becomes a battle angel, and then there's so many different things, and each one is a boyfriend figure, and then it's all this stuff, and each one has got equal importance throughout the story. And I really did enjoy that. I thought the story was very interesting. That says on Twitter, Stephen, a great multifaceted character. Really enjoyed the motorball sequences. I don't think Steve or... well, Steve says he doesn't mind it. He thought some of the CG was a bit jarring.
The game they played on the street, I thought that was quite entertaining to watch. The big arena size one was a bit more CG heavy.
Oh yeah.
Philip does mention this in his review in regards to a completely CG environment, that he's not a big fan of this since his bad experience with the Phantom Menace. How was your view on that, John? How did your experience of it being this completely CG environment? As I said, that was one of the things I didn't like about Avatar. I felt that the spectacle was taken more, it was overshadowing the story, which was a very simple story, but here I felt the story was a little bit more complex than Avatar.
No, certainly, Stephen, I think it was much better than Avatar as a whole, just as an experience. I don't want to say as a visual experience, because Avatar was such a groundbreaking film in terms of the use of 3D and just going to see that film, that was an experience. But this film, certainly as a complete product, I thought was better than Avatar. Avatar's essentially Ferngully on steroids with big blue aliens.
I didn't want to say it, but...
Yeah, I mean, I was a big fan of Ferngully when I was a young boy. I do believe Robin Williams was in that. I think he played the Bat. Might not have been Robin Williams, maybe talking crap. Somebody interesting played the Bat anyway and voiced it very well. But it's essentially Ferngully on steroids. This one for me was better. Phantom Menace, it didn't really... those early Star Wars films, I think of the prequel trilogy, Stephen, I actually do think the Phantom Menace is one that's probably aged the best. Obviously, those early Naboo jungle scenes with, what you call Jar Jar Binks, they are absolutely hideous. They've aged terribly, but I think the vast majority of that film was actually practical effects heavy, and they were actually on set. And just looking into the details of the pod racer's hangar and the, as you said before we come on, the actual Mos Eisley pod racer arena, there was a lot of utilisation of models and stuff, so that one doesn't really jar me as much. But I really enjoyed the CG heavy nature of the film. You know what you're getting when you go into a James Cameron film.
I think when you're trying to pay your respects to a certain style, in this case manga,
exactly,
you have to have that balance of... I think they got the balance right.
Absolutely.
Don't get me wrong, there were some scenes where I felt some of the facial expressions of the main character was a little bit off and looked a bit jarring, but I don't know. I don't know the manga comics. I don't know how close it was to it. By the way, it was Robin Williams that did play Batikoda.
Yeah, the Bat. I knew that, Steve. Big part of my childhood, that film, and that was essentially Avatar. Just a rip-off of Ferngully. That was good. No. But I digress, Stephen. I really did enjoy that mixture of manga style with the, as I say, real world style in inverted commas with my little comment on Twitter. The big oversized eyes is a real, it's kind of a tribute to that manga style. And I thought it was a good blend. Really enjoyed it all in all, Stephen. I'm giving it on, kind of repeating myself here, but Ed Skrein, I think his name is, played the kind of a
I hated him,
was he a battle angel as well? He was one. I think he was. He was like a sort of these essentially what's the word for it, Stephen? Essentially like bounty hunters. That's what they were. He was a bounty hunter.
He wasn't a nice guy, was he?
He was a complete arsehole, Stephen. That's putting it politely. essentially played the villain from Deadpool. That's what he did.
Exactly.
But look, man, all in all, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great visual experience. I really enjoyed the story. I thought it was handled pretty damn well. Mahershala Ali's in there. In the film,
forgot to mention him, yeah.
Mahershala always ups the enjoyment factor, Stephen, for me. He's such a fantastic actor.
Stunning blue eyes as well.
Jennifer Connelly, really good as well. So that dynamic between her and Idol, they had a relationship.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. There was something I wanted to mention, Stephen, off the top of my head. I can't recall what the hell it was.
Well, you're trying to recall, John. Steve does mention this is best viewed in an IMAX theatre.
Yeah.
When I read that, I was very jealous because obviously Steve's went to see this in an IMAX theatre.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have saw this if I knew what I was going into. Unfortunately, I just went into the traditional 2D style theatre. But after watching it, I think if I'm going to go back to see it, I think I will go back and see it if it's available in IMAX. I don't know if it is here in Glasgow or not.
I think it probably is, Stephen, but I've been scarred with IMAX and the ridiculous first come, first served sort of setup. You can't pre-order tickets. Dark Knight Rises, sitting the 3 rows from the front. Yeah. And I've still got issues with my neck to this day.
Yeah.
But fantastic. I could imagine this would be utterly stunning.
Another spectacle,
at IMAX. I can't recall what it was I was going to say, Stephen. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter a damn.
We'll move on
to
our next movie review that came in from DM Anderson. This is a Blu-ray review and it's from 2018's Overlord. This is the J.J. Abrams produced film, John. I think is this on Netflix at all, or was it available on Netflix at one point? I can't remember.
I went to see it in the theatre, Stephen. I can't recall. It may be available on Netflix now. It's been a number of months now.
I might be wrong. I might be thinking of something else, but I certainly haven't had time to see this yet. But after reading Dave's review and comparing it to a Denny's menu as well, unfortunately we don't have Denny's over here in the UK. Well, certainly not here in Scotland anyway. I don't know, maybe down south. But we had a look at their menu as well, didn't we?
Stephen, it's
I'm very hungry
now. It's a match
now.
made in heaven.
Yeah.
It's a match made. I had steak and chips and onion rings.
For your breakfast?
Not for my breakfast. No. That peppercorn sauce, just fantastic. But I would be morbidly obese, Stephen, if I stayed in America. But just not even the big highfalutin places. They've got the likes of Applebee's, Denny's. I think it's Waffle House or something's the other one. Just these kind of low frills, sort of a little setup you can jump in. It's almost like a 1950s, 60s what the hell do you call it?
Welcome to the food burners, by the way.
It's not Cantina, Stephen. I'm thinking about Star Wars again, but you know what I mean? Like the little side.
A diner?
Diner,
50s
diner. That's what it's like. It's like a no frills, bigger version of that. It's
anyway,
franchise version.
The movie.
I love it.
You've seen the movie, Jordan.
I have seen the movie.
You enjoyed it?
I thoroughly enjoyed it, Stephen. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Quick pace, frenetic, mental, linear film. Simple A to B plot and premise. Never really goes off it at any point. It's set in World War II, just prior to the events of D-Day. We have this squadron of paratroopers paratrooping in behind enemy lines. I believe it's in Normandy, around about there anyway, certainly in France. And they've got one mission or one objective to go in and take down this recon tower. It's been set up by the Nazis in a church in this small little French town. When they're there, one of them, I can't recall which one it is, Stephen, because it's been a while. It may have been Jovan Adepo, because I do believe it was the young black guy. He goes in, gets whisked inside this church, goes down underneath and discovers this sort of a crazed scientist Nazi zombie setup.
Okay.
They try to develop this serum where it gives obviously people immortality, but the side effects are that it almost turns them into these deranged mental zombie figures. So you've got that, you know, and they've got to try and take down this recon tower, but at the same time that just takes a sort of a sidestep to the zombie thing, try to stop this. And then in there you've got P.O. Asbæk here, I think his name Asbecker, whatever his name is. I think he's a Danish guy. I recall he was in perhaps Land of Mine. It was a Danish foreign language film about, funnily enough, after months of World War II and how the young prisoner of war, German prisoner of war, were getting treated. He's playing a German SS officer in this film. Absolutely fantastic. He played the villain in another film. I think it may have been, I can't recall. It was one set in Russia. But he plays the villain very, very well in films, and he, again, is really, really good in this. I really enjoyed him. I really enjoyed Wyatt Russell as the sort of a captain, sergeant figure leading this ragtag group after they get downed and lose track of their actual leader and stuff for commander. Jovan Adepo as well, the young black guy I was talking about. Really, really good. As I said, Stephen, I completely agree with everything Dave's saying in this film. Just this sort of a thing he does with Denny's and things like that. He does it time and again. to really great effect in these reviews. He'll compare it to something. I can't recall the name for that, Stephen. There's a name for it. But it's fantastic. His writing style's brilliant. Had me laughing my head off. Had me hungry.
Made me hungry, yeah.
And I agree with everything he says, Stephen. It's a quick-paced, linear, no frill story. If you're a fan of horror and action, you're going to love this. Don't expect anything more.
I mean, it's not the first time that you combine the World War II or Nazis in this case with zombies. You've seen it in Dead Snow, I think it was called, from
that's
maybe a decade ago or something like that. There's another one as well called Outpost as well, but it's not a new concept, but when it's done right, it's enjoyable to watch. I thoroughly enjoyed the review as well, John. It's certainly a film. I know that we were talking about it after Dave's review dropped the other day, but after reading his review, I do want to see this, and I do certainly want to go and visit a Denny's as well. Yeah,
he's absolutely right, Stephen, what he says in conclusion, that it delivers as expected, without frills or fuss. It's well written, solidly directed, briskly paced, and it will likely become either a classic or a cult classic in a number of years. I agree with all of that, Stephen. Other thing I also agree with, which I'll finish up on, is just what he says about, although there's not much development in these sort of a squad of guys, they don't take much time because there's no time. Every single second in this film is utilised to the max. They don't take much time developing these characters. There's still an attachment with them. They do enough to get the personality through. There's a young Brooklyn guy, I can't recall what his name is, but he's got the patter, he's back and forth, and he's got also the attitude, and that really comes through. You get the personalities shining through. But Corporal Ford was a guy that was played by Wyatt Russell. He was really good. Jovan Adepo played Private Bruce, or Boyce, and Captain Waffner was played by P.O. Aspic. They were the trio of primary protagonists in this film, or antagonists in Aspic's case. Very well acted, very, very quickly placed. Really, really enjoyed it, Stephen. I give it away. What an absolute maniacal get here, but really, in that opening sequence...
You're painting a picture for me, John.
That opening sequence is stunning, Stephen. Visually incredible when they're going through in the planes and it's flack in the sky and it's just turbulent and the plane comes down. Just kicks the film off with a bang and it very rarely slows down after that.
Well, that brings us to the end of this week's edition of the Blog Rundown. We'd just like to thank you once again for joining us, and we will be back again tomorrow with the Force Friday show.